Welcome everyone to the CoderZ League Final Challenge Reveal. Are you ready? My name is Trevor. I am the CoderZ League Competition Master, and I will be your virtual host today. I know you're excited, you're anxious to see these final challenges, but be patient. A few housekeeping items to cover before we get started. So before we get going, let's take a look and see how much fun we've had until now. We've had teams from across the globe participating in CoderZ League Junior and Pro. It's great to see this become a worldwide competitive event. So I want to know who's here. When I mention your country, your name, you throw it up in the chat. Tell us where you're from. Tell us your team name. Throw it up in the chat. Represent yourself. So congratulations to our teams. United States, are you guys here? Canada, we're in Argentina, Australia, Mexico, Colombia, Ghana, Honduras, Hong Kong, India, Israel, Jamaica, Russia, Saudi Arabia, and even Singapore. So you guys, I mean, I'm super impressed with how kind of the expansion of CoderZ League, how far we've gone across the world. I would love to host a finals event in each one of your countries, but unfortunately we can't do this year. But you guys are showing the world that robotics and STEM can be challenging. It's rewarding. And it doesn't have to be hands-on to be fun. Way to go, guys. Way to represent your country. Well done to all teams participating so far the year in CoderZ League. I also want to take a minute to thank all of the teachers, all of the educators, all of the coaches, all of the mentors across the globe who continue to motivate your students. Bring your passion to inspire your students throughout this competition. So thank you to all of the teachers out there. We appreciate you. We appreciate all that you do. So on behalf of all of us here at the CoderZ team, thank you for all that you do. Now teams, before we reveal these final challenges, I want to share how the logistics, how this group stage process is going to work. So during the Thanksgiving holiday break, we divided the teams in your region into 4 groups, or 4 groups of 4 teams each. This division is, your group is divided into your seating at the conclusion of that preliminary stage. So after we finish this broadcast, this group stage final challenge will be unlocked to you and available to you in your My Team section of CoderZ. That's where you went to unlock the existing challenges. It's going to look a little different when you get there tomorrow or get there this afternoon. And that's where the final challenges are going to be. So each participating student will have access to these final challenges. These will be a player versus player, a head-to-head match where you will be competing initially against a CoderZ AI pre-programmed opponent. For everybody in group stage, every team advances, so everybody participates in group stage. Everybody's going to be starting fresh with a brand new leaderboard and a clean slate, meaning everyone has an equal opportunity to advance into the playoff rounds. So the framework for our group stage is going to be identical to the preliminaries, meaning everybody who's been participating can still participate. You can write code to compete, but the students on your team who has the top score will represent your team on a leaderboard. So all 5 students on your team can compete. All 30 students on your team can participate. Whoever is the individual with that top score of all your students participating will represent your team on that leaderboard. That's what you're going to see on that leaderboard. To earn points, you are going to be competing against a CoderZ AI robot. This AI is built to emulate a very worthy opponent, so be prepared. Try to gain as many points as possible. The top 2 teams in every single group will advance into the playoffs. So again, there's 4 teams in each group. Top 2 teams in each group will advance onto the playoffs, advance to the next round of the competition. So some important reminders here. Number 1 is the best code of your teammate will represent your team on that group stage leaderboard. So one student is going to represent your entire team, whoever that student is who has the highest score. If a new student gets the higher score, that new student will kind of take over ownership of that leaderboard, represent your class, your team on that leaderboard. Right now, there is no urgency to assign a team captain. That's going to come later as we advance onto that playoff stage. But right now, everybody's kind of competing as a group. And again, we're going to take the highest individual score to represent your team. So there's no need to appoint a team captain at this stage. There will be once we advance to that playoff stage. The group stage will end December 8th at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, December 8th at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when that group stage is going to be locked. Those leaderboards will be locked. You will not be able, or I guess you can continue coding, but your scores will not be added to your existing leaderboard score. At that time, the top 2 teams in each group will advance to the playoffs. The teams who advance to those playoffs will now be given the opportunity to assign a team captain. Now, your teacher is going to be able to assign your team captain. It's done the same way you assign your team and invite students. In that settings menu, you can select a captain there. Every team member will still have access to the challenge, but only the code now submitted by that team captain will be the one that represents your team. So it's no longer the highest score. It's the code that's now going to be represented by or submitted by your team captain is going to represent that team. In the playoff stage, you are no longer playing against a CoderZ AI robot. You are competing against other teams, other opponents in your region. These are also teams that have become the top 2 in their group. You're competing against these other opponents. The opponents that your team are going to compete against are going to be determined by your position at the end of these group stages. So again, you're going to be ranked by how well you do, and you'll be kind of moved into brackets as you continue into the playoffs. So team captains, you guys have until December 15th at 10 p.m. Again, December 15th, 10 p.m. Eastern Time to submit your team's code. Now, that might sound like a big window here from December 8th to December 15th, but remember that you guys need to collaborate with your teammates. You guys need to strategize and design a worthy code for these challenges, which I'm really excited to show you in a few minutes here. And it's your captain's responsibility to put all of those pieces together, to take your individual teammates' code, put them together as one final version of that code, and then submit that as your final code for the group stage. So keep in mind that, again, in these playoff stages, you are going to be competing against other teams. This isn't the same as playing against a CoderZ AI. It might require a different strategy, so kind of think about that as you're planning your code. So without any further ado, I would like to welcome you all to the world premiere of the CoderZ League Pro Final Challenge. Here it is.
CoderZ is proud to announce Topplepot. 2 robots stand atop 2 pivoting platforms. A bridge supporting 3 balls separates the 2 sides. Win the game by scoring more points than your opponent. You also emerge victorious if your opponent's robot falls into the water. To score points, use Ruby's cannon to fire bolts at the balls. Every direct hit on a ball gives you 10 points. Any ball that lands on your opponent's platform also awards you points according to the labeled section that it lands on. Watch out for balls launched onto your side of the platform. One well-timed shot by your opponent could unbalance Ruby or knock her straight into the drink. Try to avoid incoming projectiles or simply shoot them using the cannon. Besides being able to shoot bolts, Ruby's cannon is equipped with a color sensor and a distance sensor, helping you to identify the location of potential targets. The cannon needs some time to reload after it discharges a bolt. But worry not, ammo packs spawn randomly about the platform. If you can acquire a bolt pack, Ruby will instantly be able to shoot again. Search for the ammo packs using the forward-facing ultrasonic sensor, located underneath Ruby. Every round is 90 seconds long. As the round progresses, the platform becomes more sensitive to Ruby's movements, increasing the likelihood of falling down. After 45 seconds, a Super Ball will appear at a random location on the bridge. Hitting the Super Ball is worth 50 points and gives you 5 times the amount of points when landing on your opponent's platform. The massive Super Ball is also much heavier than a regular ball, increasing your chances of knocking out your opponent. Always be on high alert for its appearance. Each match consists of 3 rounds. Win 2 rounds or sink your opponent to win the match. Topplebot is a demanding challenge that requires teams to implement all of the coding knowledge that they've mastered so far. Our advice? Split the work between team members, with each team member concentrating on a specific aspect of the game. Then assign one team member to integrate all of the individual program components into a single megacode. Good luck, and may the code be with you.
Wow, that was incredible. What do you guys think about Topplebot Challenge? Do you like it? Share your comments, throw them down in the chat window. Share your comments, share your thoughts, throw your feedback in the chat. If you want to throw some strategy in there too, go ahead. Keep in mind that everybody is available to see that. So I'm really impressed with this. Our team has worked really hard to come up with this challenge. I can't wait to see your strategies that your teams come up with. So it's going to be really cool to see these playoff stages and these head-to-head matchups here. There's a lot of information to unpack here. So I want to emphasize that it's important to understand the difference between the group stage and the playoffs. So first, Topplebot, it's a game. It's a multiplayer game. So essentially, 2 robots are competing head-to-head against each other. In the initial group stage, you are competing against a CoderZ AI robot. Top 2 teams in your group of 4 will advance to the playoffs, where teams are now competing against other teams in your region. So you're now going to be competing against other teams. Keep that in mind. Again, group stage is against CoderZ AI. Once we get to the playoffs, you're competing against other players. So second, you noticed your goal here is to stay balanced on this kind of balancing floating platform here that moves in a couple of different angles or rotational angles. Your goal is to earn as many points as you possibly can. In the group stage, there is only 1 round. You can't see my finger here. There's only 1 round, so plan accordingly. Just a note here, if the CoderZ AI robot does fall off of that platform, that's good for you, that you earn 50 points for being able to stay on your platform while the CoderZ AI robot falls off. The CoderZ AI robot will respawn itself and put itself back on that platform, so you can continue playing. You can earn more points. If your robot falls off of the platform, it's end of the round and you do not respawn. The game ends. During the playoffs, you will play against other teams' robots, and you'll compete in 3 separate rounds. The match will be a best of 3, and the winner of each round is going to be the team who earns the most points. If you do fall off the platform, that's an instant knockout for you. That's an instant win for the other team. Keep in mind, all of these rules will be posted on the resources section of the CoderZ website. So if you need an update, if you want to kind of go over these again, you don't have to record me. You don't have to be taking copious notes here. They are going to be all available on that CoderZ League website. So that's CoderZ League Pro. Who's here for CoderZ League Junior? You guys excited to see that challenge? It's going to be completely different than Topplebot. It's really exciting to see. I can't wait to see your reaction here. So thanks for your patience as we talked about CoderZ League Pro. The anticipation is over. I wanted to introduce you to the CoderZ League Junior final challenge.
CoderZ proudly presents Basketbot. The game is played on 2 opposing fields around 3 central platforms. Balls will automatically drop and collect on the platforms. Score points by tilting the platforms to your side and collecting the balls in your basket. Each platform is equipped with 2 liquid containers, 1 for each team. Pump liquid into your container to tilt the platform towards your basket. As long as your container is heavier than your opponent's, the platform will tilt in your direction. Be cautious not to overfill your container, as each platform has a maximum weight capacity. If the combined weight of the platform exceeds capacity, the platform will collapse and will not be available for scoring. The team with the most points when the time ends or all 3 platforms collapse is the winner. On your side of the field, you will find 2 sets of 3 colored buttons. Push the button to order the pump to start filling liquid on the corresponding platform. Once a pump has begun filling, it cannot be stopped. Move it to a different platform if you wish to stop filling the current one. The center buttons are disabled as long as they are spinning. Press the white button to activate the buttons and stop them in place. EV3 is equipped with a new front-facing color sensor to help with the new challenges. Basketbot is a new and unique experience that combines both technical and strategic challenges. Make use of your different team members to work in parallel on strategy and technology. The practice matches are there for you to hone your skills. Use manual control to experiment with different strategies while improving your code. Good luck, and may the code be with you!
Basketbot, what do you think? This is really an amazing challenge that all of us on the CoderZ team have probably spent a little too much time focused on Basketbot and not focused on other things. But it's fun, it's engaging, it's really exciting to see. I can't wait to kind of see what your students come up with. It looks kind of really simple on the surface, but the game has a lot of layers to it. There's a lot of details to it. So throw your thoughts in the chat. What do you think? What do you think about Basketbot? Give us your feedback. Let us know what you think. For CoderZ League Junior, the structure of the group stage and playoffs is identical to the Pro League. So, what I mentioned there, it's all going to be the same in regards to your grouping, your regions, kind of the structure of the competitions. So a couple of tips I'm going to share with you that I learned along the way here for Basketbot. Number one, there is a lot of strategy in this game. Work with your teammates. Brainstorm. Keep in mind that during the playoff stage, you will be competing against another team. Create a strategy that is offensive, that gets you more points than the other team, as well as defensive, and that counters your opponent's strategy to gain as many points as you see. So I can't wait to see your creativity. I can't wait to see what your teams come up with, and I can't wait to see your robots competing against other teams in this multiplayer challenge. It's going to be super exciting from our standpoint. So teams, are you guys ready to start working on these challenges? Are you already developing your strategy? You already thinking about it? You know what you want to do? So a couple of reminders here before I say goodbye, and we turn those on, we enable those for your teams. So number one, group stage ends on December 8th at 10 p.m. So again, that's group stage. That's when the top 2 teams in each group will advance onto the playoffs. Playoffs ends on December 15th at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. For playoffs, make sure you assign yourselves a team captain. Make sure your coach, mentor, teacher assigns you as a team captain. That team captain's code is the one that's going to be looked at for those playoff stages. So make sure your teacher assigns you your team captain. Your team captain is the one that's writing the code and submitting that code. Keep in mind, make sure you read all of our weekly updates that we're sending out through emails. All of this information is going to be posted on the CoderZ League website. This webinar is going to be recorded here, so those will be available if you want to watch me again, see my excitement for these challenges, as well as stay tuned to our Facebook group if you're on there. So sharing social media information is posted on that channel as well. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again for our live broadcast of our playoffs on Twitch. That's going to start on December 17th, starting at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Did I forget anything? Good luck, stay safe, stay healthy, and may the code be with you. We'll see you in the playoffs.